I see you, and you don't freeze now, but I can hear you.
Okay,
Oh,
now I can hear you. First of
oh,
all, sorry, and please accept my apologize because of connection. You know, my connection was a little poor.
okay, okay. I know about it. Okay, how are you?
Thanks, Emilian. Oh, good. I'm pretty good. How about you? What you doing?
Uh-huh. I'm good too. I'm sitting at my office and
Okay.
have a free time. And before this time, we agreed a new conversation about
Yeah, we
English methods.
yeah, and we had chosen a very beautiful topic, which is how to learn and speak English easily, right?
Yes, yes. You promise me for sharing these methods.
Yeah, thanks. You know, because first of all, I know that I can't speak English, also teaching English very well, but I'm really eager to become a professional English teacher in close future, as you said. And I've learned a lot of beautiful and useful methods for learning English, and I'm gonna share these methods
Okay.
to
Ustaz
you and
Raza,
you.
excuse me. Please speak a little slowly. But
Oh yeah,
I
yeah. So,
started English 6 months ago, and
now,
my
okay.
level is not
Let me
good.
tell you something. Let me tell you something. You have learned English very well, and let me show you why. Because in 6 months you had a very good progress. Most of the people in 2 years can't speak English, you know, but you are so intelligent. You are genius. Good for you.
Thanks. I noticed you. I noticed too. My progress. My I noticed my progress too.
Okay, okay. All right. Let me show you how to learn English. You know, first, I'm not a professional in English teaching and English speaking, but I have known a lot of useful experiences, and I want to tell you.
Oh, okay.
First of all, we have to focus on non-linguistic factors. All right, let me explain. Linguistic means related to language and language learning. In our case, it related to learning English. And non-linguistic means something don't related to teaching English and learning English. It's it's explain us we have to focus on our motivation and our psychological problems. You got it?
Oh, okay. Interesting. Let's continue.
Yeah. Before any study, you have to fix your posture. You know what's the meaning of posture? Posture means your body position. For example, put your shoulders back, chin up, and breathe deeply. In this situation, you are preparing your body to study English and any other languages, any learning, you know? It's very useful. These are non-linguistic factors. Another point is your motivation. You have to use incantations. You know, incantations simply means something you use for develop yourself, something magical words, for example. For example, you say to yourself, I am a great English speaker and I'm really eager to learn English. Say positive things about yourself. You got it?
Mm-hmm. Good.
These are non-linguistic factors. You know, I know about teachers, methods, textbooks. Those things are important. We will talk a lot about them. But these non-linguistic factors are much more important. So first of all, we have to fix your posture. After that, you have to improve your motivation. After that, start learning. Now, I'm gonna tell you another way to how to learn English. I'm gonna tell you, I highly recommend you to use subconscious method. Now, let me tell you about subconscious.
Subconscious.
Yes, subconscious. Subconscious is something under your normal thinking. For example, someone want to hit you and you didn't know that. By the way, your reaction is subconscious. You defend yourself.
Uh-huh.
You got it?
Yes, I understand.
Okay. Now, how we use subconscious method? Let me tell you. Because you all go to work, right?
Yes.
When you are doing something, for example, performing your job, you can listen to English podcasts. Have you ever known AJ Hook?
Yes, I am listening podcast every day, but not every day, but 1 week, 2 or 3 times.
That is the best way to learn English. Because of that, your learning progress is very good. Good for you.
But now my vocabulary it's improving every day, but my listening very weak. I listen podcast, but I can't understand very clearly. It's my very big problem now.
Okay, you want to improve your listening, right?
Yes, my listening is my weak side.
Let me tell you about listening. Listening for me is probably the most important point when it comes to speaking English, because when you want to listen, you don't have any control on the people and you don't know what do you want to hear that after a few seconds. So you should be ready for that situation. But when you want to speak, when you want to write something, you have control on yourself and you can use simple words and simple vocabularies and explain your meaning. That's why you have to improve your listening. But the most important point and also the most imperative way to improve your listening is listening to podcasts. I highly recommend you to listen to Power English podcasts. Have you ever listened to that?
Our English podcast.
Power English, exactly. This is from AJ Hook. AJ Hook is a native English teacher and also he's a very famous teacher.
Repeat please, who is?
What? What did you say?
Who is name? Who is name?
AJ Hook. AJ HOGE.
AG. Now I'm
Yes.
I'm listen VOA podcast BBC channel from BBC.
Those are so good.
But now you tell me about VAG podcast, but I don't listen about it before this time.
You know, BBC podcasts and All Ears English podcasts, VOA podcasts are so professional. Those are suits for high-level English learners. For us, Power English, it's more suitable. That's appropriate way, you know?
Okay, before after this conversation, send me a link.
Exactly. Okay,
I
man.
I noticed more podcasts make conversation very fast, and more time I can't catch from podcast. No, you understand me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You know,
I think this podcast you recommended me about power. This podcast level is very slowly, yes, special
Power
for
English.
intermediate level.
Yeah. Power English, it helps us to improve our listening and use our subconscious. He tells us we shouldn't focus on grammar. We should focus on our subconscious. And let me show you something about your vocabulary range. Please give me a minute.
Oh, it's good. I find today this podcast and will listen.
Absolutely, yeah. Now, have you ever read this book, Vocabulary for IELTS?
Oh, it's early for me. IELTS it's a very big level. My level is a
Yeah,
very low.
You are in a good level. You can you learned English by yourself, right?
Yes,
You use some
I every
method.
day, I every day study a little time.
Very good. I can see your progress. Now, I highly recommend you just focus on listening and listen to podcasts and choose those podcasts which are suitable for you.
Uh-huh.
And I'll send you the Power English podcast after this conversation.
Okay, thanks.
Now, please share your opinion with me. Why did you learn English? Why did you start your English ritual?
Oh, no. Repeat, please. Rich.
Ritual. What is your daily English diet? How do you study English every day?
I study 5 or 20 minutes every day. I learn. I sit now. I sit at my work, and after free time, I open what's vocabulary and read. And if I after free time, I listen podcasts. Such my way.
That's very good. I really
But
appreciate your enthusiasm.
but I don't study very hard every day. Special 1 or 2 hours every day.
You want to follow normal methods. That's things are important. That's very good. You know, as I said, I appreciate your enthusiasm because you are eager to learn English and communicate with the world, you know?
Yes. And now I'm every day visiting. It's right, visiting a fitness center, and there are I meet every day with Italian guys, and every day make conversation with him, and it's very good and useful for me.
I know that when you communicate with other people, you can improve your speaking and your listening at the same time. And that's a very most important point in learning English way, you know?
Yes, it's a very good.
Now let me ask you something.
Tell me about your method. You English very good, and uh, how what right, okay, not right. Um,
You want to know how did I
when
learn?
are you started? When are you started?
Oh, I've been studying I've been studying English about 2 years professionally.
2 years ago, are you started?
Yes.
Before 2 years, you don't you don't English absolutely, or you have a
I
little
knew
base.
English. I knew English to a certain level. For example, I knew that what is the meaning of work or these simple words, for example. For example, weather, work, something like this. But my enthusiasm helps me to develop my knowledge about English, and I see my enthusiasm in you. You can, after 1 year, I promise you, you can speak English fluently and without any problem.
I will try, but it's a difficult. But one side it's a difficult, but second side it's a very interesting.
You know, let me tell you something. Learning English at all is not hard, especially for you, because you are enthusiastic, you know? Just follow this method. Your method is awesome. Your method is great. Study English 20 minutes every day, right?
Yes.
That's perfect. Follow that. You will be professional at 1 and 1.5 years.
Mhm. and it's my method. I every day study 20 minutes, 20 minutes, and I looking for foreign people who know English and agree with him and make conversation. It's my method. And tell me about your method.
Oh, you want to know my method about learning English?
Our country is similar. We haven't foreigners, or we have foreigners, but very few. Tell me about your methods.
Yeah, as you say, our country is a little similar in culture, similar in weather, and something like those. We don't have any English native speakers in our country, so we have to search them on the internet. Okay, so far? But about my way that I told you, every day I listen to English podcasts for 1 hour.
Oh, it's good.
After that, I'm gonna improve my vocabulary range. So I use this book. This book is so useful. So you are not in a rush. You can learn it in 1 or 2 years. It's not important. It takes a long time. You don't have to learn this book in just 1 month. You can spend your time little by little and learn it completely after 1 or 2 years.
Mhm. I it's very easy for you because your profession do you too with English, and
You will be professional in 1 year. I promise you.
no, your profession belong to or do you too with English, and you have more times for study English. But my
Yeah,
work, my work is don't connect with English, and I have 3 children, and after my work I go to home and play with my children, and I haven't time for English, and I find free time at my work. I I have more times for English because you have a very more time because your profession do you too with English. It's a very good.
yeah, that's great. But I highly recommend you to focus on listening methods. Listen to podcasts, as you say, and listen carefully. After listening, you should repeat whatever you heard after a few moments. For example, a speaker says, it's a very beautiful morning. You stop the podcast and then you say, yeah, that's a very beautiful morning with that incantation. Exactly. Whatever you heard, you can say that again.
Oh, I will accept your method. I will.
Yeah,
It's a good method. But
thank you.
tell me about your vocabulary. You every day, what's right? Uh, study several words every day.
No, no,
Remember several words.
no, in my opinion, that's not a good method. For example, you have a word list about two vocabularies and you should repeat that again and again and again. That's not a good way. My way is totally different. For example, I read novels and I read newspapers, magazines, and something like those. Whatever you see, you can understand that. You just highlight it, and you have to learn the vocabularies in a text, not without text and in a word list. Word list is totally wrong.
Mm.
And
You.
there is a very important point here. There is a very important point here. You have to study these vocabularies in 6 days. If you review these vocabularies for 6 days, you will be able to use those vocabularies subconsciously, and you will be master on it. Just 6 days. Remark my words. You won't regret it.
Mhm. I don't remember what I don't read new words every day. too. I read texts. I read texts, and I meet unknown words, and I immediately translate. And this method very good because you remember fast than every day repeat new words.
Exactly. Your method is awesome. I appreciate that. Just follow this method.
Okay. It's a very useful conversation. But
I'm really eager. I'm really happy for this conversation.
you have a friends who know English?
Some of my friends are English teacher, and we communicate with each other once in a month, I guess.
Well, I haven't friends who know English very well. My firstly way my training center, fitness center. There are Italian guys, but he know English very well. Italian.
Okay.
Yes.
Communicate with each other. Both of you are developing your knowledge about English.
Yeah, our town is a very little town, and find foreigners it's a very difficult.
Yeah, you told me about your friends. You have friends named Ali and Hassan. Those are Iranian, right?
Iranian, yes, he's football players. Now I don't meet a long time because they go to the training center in Turkey.
Oh, I got it. I got it.
They ready for new season because our weather is very cold, and in winter they go to the warm country and ready for new season. Our football season began in March. After 1 month, our football season began. Now we haven't good good stadiums, and it's a very cold weather, and unpassable ready for new season, and because of they go to the Turkish. You understand
You
me?
told me about your for your country. Yes, you told me your country is so freezing. Which means it's bone chilling. It's very freezing, right?
It's not so crazy. Russia. It's a crazy for us, crazily for us, because they located near the Arctic Sea. Our country is not so crazy, but sometimes we have a very frozen days. My town located near the Russian borders, and we have a very cold days. Several days ago, I made visit our big city, Almaty, and this city located near the Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, and they city located near than me. And when I fly from our town to Almaty, in our town was minus 10 degrees below zero, but Almaty